Okay, we're going to start working on a bigger screen, which you're going to need for the Apex camera. I got more than enough to be able to finish the screen, the regular size screen, and that one and this one, which I need. Sure about that. Alright, let me see. Let's see. There's probably people listening in the back like, what are these making back there? Adding in the activator. One of our formulas. Unfortunately, we can't show you. And if you think it's something that at the end of the day that you buy, no, you have to make this stuff. It's a little more complicated than that. It's something you buy from the store, it's something you have to construct yourself. Like, you know, you guys mix that black and white paint together. Ours is a little more complicated than that. One structure of the product can have maybe about 4 or 5 different elements that make up that design. And they have to be mixed a certain way or you have all kinds of problems that'll pop up. And that's why I had one individual over in China bought a whole lot of our products, couldn't figure out how to get a white label to register, and he was trying to duplicate our products. Contacted me, asking me how to do this. And when I told him no, he tried to file a PayPal complaint against me, but good thing I had a copy of our conversation, but I sent over to PayPal and lost his claim. It's not meant for you to have. It's ours. So when you get people out there who try to make it, bad things happen to you. As you see. But you try to steal something that didn't belong to you. God doesn't like a thief. Here's the term, don't touch things that don't belong to you. Everybody that I've seen down through time, from contractors to you name it, try to touch this stuff, bad things have happened to them. That's why we never had a duplicate of any of our products from anybody. Didn't go well. I had a fellow I signed a contract with a long time ago. He tried to spring out on his own and try to make the product, it failed. I can show you YouTube channel. Didn't go well. Couldn't sell any of it. Didn't work well for him. Alright, let me see. I think first I'm going to get it all cleaned up here. And next thing is basically paint between those lines, because man, I'm not going through that whole, excuse me, taco thing I had to go through last time trying to get the little cracks. Well, it kind of reminds me of, this is the washroom. Think about that, reminds me of like Amadeus. I tried to show some of it, but you know, I had to ruin the video because copyrights. But yeah, it's interesting. One had the passion, but didn't have the skill to play piano, and the other one had the skill to play piano, but didn't have the passion. And the one that had the passion was very upset because he thought the other guy didn't deserve it because he didn't respect it. This is interesting about that play. The other guy took it for granted. Like he had the skill to play, but he really didn't care about it. It wasn't his thing, he didn't really care about it. And the other guy wanted to play so badly, he just didn't have that gift. So he figured, look, if I get this guy to go crazy, his father dies very close to his father, I get him to go crazy, maybe I can be his friend. I could convince him to give him that book. He had a book he carried around and wrote all his music in. And the guy was like, it was almost as heaven itself gave him that talent. He was so angry and so bitter. Like, why was such a selfish brat? The guy was very rich. His parents were rich and he was the king and everything. While the guy's such a brat, it's such a blessing, and I don't get nothing. Like, I got the passion, I get nothing. But in the end, it didn't work out for either one of them. The guy's father died, and he slowly went mad, and Amadeus decided, I think it was Amadeus, so I forgot what his name was. Anyway, decided to dress up in this costume and his dad wore to last Halloween and haunt this guy. And this guy lost his mind and killed himself. He jumped up the side and killed himself, and he got a hold of his book, violent. Now I can play like him, and then realized he couldn't play like him. It was God-given. It wasn't meant for him to have it. So he went insane. He ended up in the insane asylum. Yep. That was an interesting story. I actually saw the play and I watched the movie. The play is actually much better. He took the time. He could have became a good player, not as great as this guy was, but he soon learned to play. He was in a good school, and the king often visited the school, so he's in a good place. But he's greedy. He wanted what the other guy had. It wasn't meant for him to have it. That was for him and him only, even though he didn't appreciate it. Oh, when the lights start going, what the frick? It's so bright in here. What are you doing all this brightness? Yeah, the brightness. Yeah. How dare you doing all this brightness? How dare you? How dare you? Alright, so we're not painting this. No. Because it will not come out right if we paint this. You gotta tile the system. But I learned one thing. When it came down to tiling the system, is that make sure you get the cracks in between. Because they're a pain in the neck to get in there if you don't. Realize that with the screens behind me, around me. So make sure you paint that section first, and then you can go to town and put other ones in my panels in. Don't be jealous of other people's stuff. Never be jealous. Look at this joker. Let's wait for him to move. Look at the cats kill me on this. They won't fancy fan like whatever. You'd be moving a refrigerator, I swear. Let's stop and stretch. Like, oh, you can wait. It's always a couple 100 pounds. You got this. It's like a pretty strapping, strong guy to you. Snip your ankle and everything. Alright, where's my rollers? Rollers. I'm going to get this done with gaming. I got a game I haven't had a chance to play yet. I'm waiting for this game for about a couple months. I've not had a chance to play the game. I had a chance to play it. I'm dying for this game. I'm a huge Neo Geo fan. I just got finished showing off our technology, our gamer paint. Showing the difference of why gray screens and claim they take out certified, and no you do not. Ain't that crystal clear today. Got a bunch of ranking emails on that one. You don't know what you're talking about, blah. It's right there. Go do it yourself, okay? If you feel I didn't do it right, go you got a YouTube channel, knock yourself out. But y'all don't seem to want to do it, so whatever. If you did that, you'd have had tons of those tests. Tons of those tests already done. Why is it the first time you're doing it? Well, that tells you something right there. If you're the first time you're doing this test, and you've been selling that paint for how long? Okie dokie. You've been had those done. And if you stop selling, you still should have it in your archive that you've done these tests over and over and over again. So if you're angry about that, that means you never did the test to begin with. That means you lied. Someone sits there and says, well, have you done it? Here you go. I can pull it up on my archives. I did this already. Some of them even 7 years back. There you go. 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 Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do. We painting the whole thing in? Nah. Just getting the corners cut. So we put that surface on there. I want to be able to have all my corners done nicely. And I don't have to worry about any of those pesky little crack areas. Screen my gaming. Raging Taco Supreme.
Like if I had a food truck on the car, we're eating Taco Supreme. Like, no. The chef's name is Taco. That's his name. Every time I bump into somebody and I tell them about Taco's name, Taco's full name, they be cracking up. I'm like, wait a minute. Yep, that's his full name. Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez. Where I go, they crack up about Taco's name. It's a long name. Yeah. And so my Dominican brothers gave it to him. Well, Dominican and Puerto Rican brothers gave him that name. His name's not long enough. First time I had that conversation with my buddy, he's like, you can't call him that. I said, what? Because it's racist? He said, no, name's not long enough. They got the rest of his name, they named him. Taco Denario Roberto Rodriguez. Bird. Whoa! That was way too much. Way too much. So I'm thinking with that, man. I'm trying to do this with a fast run. I'm trying to go all day long thinking this thing to dry. I'll get the rest of the spring then. Let's wait that much. I don't need that much. We definitely gotta eat the middle area because that's what we have left. Not going to use that much. Oh, great, just wash my hands. Got all over my hands. You think I wear rubber gloves, right? I'm not a big fan of rubber gloves. Not too fun. Right. Yeah.
That's a big fan, so we can get that to dry a little faster. So that's what I'll do.
You're going to meet up. Like this right here. That's good. That's good.
Wait for it to dry. Go hit the panels. And you're done with that. And then you're finished. I learned this time, when I put a panel system in, paint where the screens are going to join up. Because then that way, you don't have a white area sticking there staring you in the face. That's what I'm going through with these screens. So I literally had to go in and I took that spray bottle, put a little bit in it, and just squirt in the little areas I can't get at and just roll it in. That's the only way I can get in there. Everything else will allow me in. So it doesn't make a difference how it's painted on this side, as long as we get those corners and that middle, they joint together, that's important. That's all that's coated. Go ahead and we're done. We do some gaming off of it. I've been sitting over all nice, neat, like a little loaf of bread. Salami on you, buddy boy. And lettuce and tomatoes with some cheese. God, what did I do? We're gonna roll over that one next. That's one I can take on, but I need a bigger screen to play on. That's why we're doing this one. I'm going to same thing we did with this one. Be the size of this over there. Same size as that. Man. That hamburger jacked me up for 4 freaking days. It's 4 days jacked up, and then a couple days of the aftermath. I don't know what the freak. At least I didn't get the worst part, but I'll eat the cold chills. I hate them things. I hate that, man. That's the worst. It's like you're freezing to death, and it's cold as hot outside. We got the glue gun there. That installed in. Make sure we don't jack up our pants like we usually do. And then we gotta. I'm still ordering stuff for that one over there for that PC. Gotta order extenders and adapters and everything else for all that stuff. When I do the test too, I'm gonna buy me another Molex adapter. Power supply and test all the fans, make sure everything's running correctly. And I have to get dimmers, which I have to put a software into it to dim certain parts of the lights. And give off that kind of deep depth effect where the lights are bright at the top and they start to dim as they go down. And everything is a little darker. Different shades of paint to darken it. So I'm into the fantasy world in there. It's going to be interesting. Where's my box sitting in my side? Now, if you're sitting back and saying, hey, but it didn't take. We didn't paint the screen all the way. It's not meant to be painted all the way. You got a panel system that's going to land on top of that. No point in wasting paint. Only the corners have to be done. That's it. So if we did the other one, it had the halo system wrapped around it. This one has a different one. Same thing. So for the halo system for this one, we're doing an LCD kind of a chaser flat system that's going to run around it. And I'm doing all retro game displays on here. Well, some other games on here too. I'm talking about as in the design, don't put retro stuff on here. Well, did we go heavy right there? We definitely went heavy right there. That's going to take a while to dry. I mean, let's smooth out a little better. Just smooth out. Any drops in here? We can smooth out a little better. There we go. Let me dry as fast. Trying to get all this done in one hit. I want to be coming back to stuff. Got to get that one done next. gratitude. The reason why I tell you at the end of the day why I forgive people, because I need to be forgiven myself. I do some, I just say don't hurt nobody, but I like to play psychological warfare. I like to mess with your head. So, well, my last house was, we had a kid would come out there and he smoked weed. I can't stand to smoke weed. Some of it I can deal with, but some of that stuff stinks. Some of you don't buy the good stuff. I don't smoke at all, but I got Jamaicans in my family. And stuff they smoke at the end of the day, whew, that contact high would take you out. But anyway, he kept smoking this stuff. And it wasn't on his property, he was coming underneath our property and doing it, because his mom didn't permit him to smoke. He wasn't supposed to smoke it. She had a camera out there for her car. So he would come on our property. And that's in the seat right up into my workshop. So, you know, they knew I worked with chemicals and stuff, so I started throwing out containers that had these special symbols on them, and just to get things started. And then I go out there in a full hazmat suit, and I would basically spray it into a bucket, and the only thing it was just lemon juice and vinegar. But that scent alone would just be enough to basically set you off to think that, what the freak does that smell? And you see somebody come out there with a hazmat suit on, funny colored buckets and stuff. Yeah, they didn't want to go out there no more. At all, period. Never saw him again out there. That's all it took. Shame it had to be done that way, but, you know, better than arguing with some people sometimes. Some people just don't listen, and then you don't listen, and people feel they have to enforce it, and that causes problems. So I just believe in basically just let your worst thoughts go run wild with you, and then you just do the damage to yourself. That's it. That's all it took. A couple plastic buckets, a hazmat suit, and a little vinegar, and some lemon juice, and that's it. Got to put the whole roll in there, like take the gloves off and put them in a Ziploc bag and put that into another bag, and take the suit off and put that in bag and spray yourself down there. And people don't go out and smoke after that. The chemicals shooting all over the place. You don't know that they're going to report you, which I never had a report. And he didn't tell his mother about it because he was out there doing something he would be doing, period. I heard his mom out there arguing with her one time. I mean, you ain't smoking that stuff around here. Go out in the park and do that nonsense. I don't want that around her vehicle, mind you. She didn't want the smell seeping into her vehicle, upholstery. That's why she was ticked off. And beautiful truck, by the way, gorgeous truck. Ford F50 or whatever it was, something was gorgeous. Yeah, got rid of that problem. And then you feel bad about it, like, you know, in other ways you could have done this, but that's the reason why I need forgiveness from God, because I do stuff like that, you know, and I don't want confrontation, I don't want problems, and there's other ways around fixing issues. I told my buddy Marvin, he could not stop laughing. He said, that is jacked up here. But, you know, it stopped the problem. It did. I didn't like the smell of that stuff anyway. Now, the day it don't bother me, but like I said, that particular time my lungs were acting up pretty bad, yeah. Okay, let's see. We should be good here. Has some nice suit, nothing cheap. I gave it to a friend of mine. He used it because he worked on cars. He bought it for me, so he's got some of my money back. But whatever. I went in the house. I said, "Lord," the Lord's like, "You know you shouldn't have did that." I said, "I know, Lord. I'm so sorry. I couldn't stand the smell. It's coming in the shop and it's giving me problems and stressing me out. You know, that's the only way I can deal with it. There's other ways I could have dealt with that. You know what I mean? But it worked." Okie dokie. You know what to be looking for, but you're on the floor staring at absolutely the abyss. Oh, you have to be ready for that. Let me get this. Right. That's one.
Oh, Jack.
I go in that direction. Do things right. You know, do things right. And ask Lord forgiveness for that. I'm sorry. You know. So I want to get off the grid and be by myself and worry about nobody invading my peaceful area. Work on my stuff, left alone. Alone. Work on my projects. Whoa, Jack, not gonna crash on. Remember, it's cardboard bird. Cool. Paint these? No, they're not painted yet.
Cats in a box. Taco in a box. Taco in a box. It's in a box.
What you doing? What you doing? Come on now. I'll give you a little chance to be out a little bit. And you have to go in your little unit, give you on camera. And decide you want to get into some trouble. No. Behave yourself. I appreciate you behave yourself. Come on. Make up your mind what you're going to do.
Don't have time for shenanigans. I really don't.
Too much on my plate, too much to do. There we go. Alright, up to some shenanigans already.
Panels are down. We can take off this stuff to glue.
That's pretty much it for that. I'm just going to go right over top of it and be done. I remember sitting there waiting on the other one's page. All those statements you made about me. Got to answer to God for that. That's saying we got our knee on his neck. No, buddy. No. If the devil couldn't do it from the time I first started, you can't do it.
Nope, ain't got any on nobody's neck. An answer for that. God sitting there saying, whose servant are you talking about? My servant? You got your knee on my servant's neck? No. Ain't gonna happen. Nope. Got the wrong person. Ain't gonna happen. Do you have any idea when I was in that neighborhood,
How many people have put death threats on my head, contracts, about everything you could possibly think of, was sitting on my head. All types of people. Not one person touched me. You know why? Because God had that control over that.
and when I was out there doing the dumbest stuff that you can possibly think of, known the man and beast, I was out there doing dumb stuff, not obeying God, and a purpose for me. Too hard head to see it at first. Well, sometimes you gotta get into a whole lot of trouble. Want to get your peace. That's what happened to me. A whole lot of dumb nonsense. And I think
Even when I was out there doing all that dumb stuff, he was protecting me.
oh, man, thank goodness for that. I couldn't imagine what my life would have turned out to be if I didn't do the right thing by him, or he didn't decide to give me that opportunity. I couldn't imagine. I thank him every day for that opportunity. Make a statement like that.
Gotta be real careful.
Now, do we hate Mr. Williams for making a statement like that?
No. So sorry for Mr. Williams. Mr. Williams had to pay for that. That comes. You have to pay for all those things. Look, all the stuff I did, I'd have to pay for those if I didn't get seeds. Pay for all.
Man, I had a lot I had to pay for. A whole lot. And I did a lot of dumb stuff in my life. I had to pay for a whole lot.
Not anymore. Look at this. I'd have to pay for a lot of stuff, man. The bounty would have been too high for me to even take.
What I had to pay for. Yep. That's up unlimited credits on me. Take me out. Never gave up on me. She could have. I was a handful. Definitely a handful. She could have gave it for me. She had other kids. She could have took care of them. Left me to rot in that place. But she didn't.
You know, all the jobs that I had out there, there's one last job I had to do.
It had nothing to do with money.
Nothing to do with money. There's somebody that's supposed to come get 8 of them. I was supposed to go take care of my personal business at the end of the day that needs to be taken care of before I can move on to whatever God knows knows coming next. And those 8 people were supposed to be executed. I was going to do the job. Because they did something to me, and I couldn't let it go. And the devil kept pushing me every day on it, every day. Pushing. Almost to the point it almost drove me mad. So I had to do it. There was no other way out of it. No other way out of it. There's no way. I had no output, no way to get out of it. They wouldn't tell anybody what was going on. Wouldn't talk to friends, wouldn't talk to family, nothing. I kept it all bottled up inside. There we go. Already. Told you. Come here. And I should have locked it. Oh, I should have locked it. He never goes near the screen, ever. I told you there's something wrong with it. I don't know if there's something wrong with what he's doing, a boot swing, whoever. Get in there.
Should have hit that behind. That's my fault.
Jeez. It's a hard head. Getting a hard head lately. Good, no hair, nothing on my screen. Shouldn't be anywhere. I get him the spray on him that collects all his hair and the air cleaners kill everything in here. But anyway, yeah. Wouldn't let it go. Try to let it go. Try to do something out. Went down to see some family members for a little bit. Even went all the way down south. See some people down there. And just try to forget about it. I wouldn't let it go. And I didn't go to God because at the time I didn't believe in God. I kind of lost my faith there too. I didn't want to take that as a road. I thought that was letting it go. Would have been I couldn't let it go. I just couldn't. I have no other option out of it. So it's a good thing I did get caught on that last job. Because if I didn't get caught on the last job, I'd have did what I had to do. So thank God everything happened the way it did. Because if it didn't, yeah, I'd be in jail for 8 murders. So everything happens for a reason. That's what I look at in life. Everything happens for a reason. That's why I say you let him in, you give him an inch. And he gets in there, you're in a lot of trouble. That's why I don't give the devil that opportunity. People attacked me and came after me. I could have handled it. I know people at the end of the day. I know a lot of different people. I didn't go down that road because I know what I was dealing with. I'm dealing with the devil. When you start seeing him for what he really is, and you go, yeah, you don't give him an inch. You don't give him an ounce. You give him nothing. He gets that first foot in there, yeah, nightmares start. And that wasn't the hard way. But the stuff that I did do was enough to give me enough time. Whew. My Lord got me on all that. I still can't believe I'm actually right here having this conversation. That's how bad it was. I still can't believe to this day I'm actually here. I shouldn't have been here. I should have been still behind bars. They had everything, man. They had everything. They had all the evidence, everything. Yep. Oh God, so much. It's not even funny how much I know. So for those of you who sit there and make these comments about having your knee on my neck, no. Curse yourself with that nonsense. You open up a door to bring something in you don't want to have nothing to do with. And once he gets in, he brings more of his little friends with him. And they make up camp. They set up shop. That's what they do. So. happy. I don't have to. I know the enemy. I can see. I know who he is. Man, I was out taking care of some business. Man, this guy was huge. Big guy. He ain't bigger than my buddy. My buddies are big guys, but he's pretty good size. He's a nice dude too. I'll tell you, most of the gentle giants here are very nice people. Very nice people. He's walking his big wide pit bull, big wide dog. The dog was friendly and everything. Got him to a cool and all. Got to talking about the dogs and stuff like that. He's a nice guy. I've seen him a few times walking with the dog. Dogs see him as friendly. Because, you know, he's sniffing other people and people are petting him and stuff like that. Oh, nice guy. Oh, man. That almost had his weight. Almost had his weight. Almost. Almost. You see enough of that stuff, especially if you see demons, you want to cling as close to God as you possibly can. Close as you possibly can. I pray when I go on my walks. I pray when I'm coming in. I pray when I'm going out. Let them know that who I'm about and who I serve. And this man's supposed to be a man of God, and he's putting his knee on someone's neck. Like I said, if you have that world, you out yourself, you will. You definitely will. What the freak did I eat today? Does that not help out? I gotta go on a diet. I'm not dying. I gotta go on. Yeah, I gotta go on a diet. I gotta go on a diet and watching what I'm eating because I eat some crazy stuff, man. I'm too old for this mess. I finished off an entire box of Good and Plenty's, 2 bags of barbecue chips, no, 2 bags of chips, and freaking hot tea. I got a 5-year-old. I'm worse than a 5-year-old. I want to get myself eating nothing but salads and some healthy food and vegetables, fruit, something. Yeah, I'm doing this tomorrow. I'm definitely doing it for fruit and salads. I like French dressing. Go down to the Dominican supermarket, go get myself some, anything I can have in my salad. Tomatoes and lettuce. I can't do all the rest of it. Everybody be doing all that exotic stuff. I can't do that. I'm just a simple dude. But I gotta treat them better. Cut out rice, bread, for a little bit, at least for about a couple months. I'm gonna paint the screen. How are we gonna do it? Right? Trim it off. Let's do that. Yeah, welcome to my world. Watching paint dry. Now, are we selling this stuff to paint? No. This is going to be used as our stuff. It's going to be used as our stuff for our physical screens and stuff like that. That's what we use it for. Ever notice when Taco ran near the screen? Not once did he step on it. That's one of the things I knew when I got that cat. Anytime I painted the screen, he always went around. He never ran across. He never had that problem ever from him. That's one thing I love about that cat. He do some crazy stuff, but he never ran across the screen, ever. Never had that problem, ever. He knows to go around, he's very smart. And because of that, I'll have a treat for you. Fantastic job. Alright, let me see. We have anything here, everything's way over there. And then he got in trouble real good. Could have ran right across that screen, he couldn't do that. Alright, let me see, I need something here and it's blocking out a little bit. Oh, Mother Frankenstein, what are you doing? Alright, just got the tape for you. Just lock it down again. I want to see if it's possible that maybe I can take a day off. More relaxed day for me. It's still work, but it's out in the park with the projectors. I like being out there. But out there, you know, I'm just out there chilling, it's relaxing, it's nice out. I'm outside. I like to be outside when I'm working, so that would definitely work for me. Now I'm just tired. There's so much I got to do, and just trying to get too much done, and maybe I just bring somebody on board. I don't know. Drop in. Twinkly. Why don't you cut two of those? You knew you were going to do one, and then the other. Oh, I did cook those. It's left away over here. Oh, come on. Seriously? You can't just get there. How hard is this there? My life. Give me a minute. Gotta fight this. When you can't fighting, just to get it done. Don't be like to be a jerk. What is the deal? How come you want to stay? Oh, I have to stay. I can clamp you in if I want. Stay. All right. Let's go continue with the madness. I want to get a clamp. Stay up there with that. Now you can't go anywhere. Fuck off. That's what you've got to be kidding me. What is not sticking to this? Alright. I'm going to be going through some headache that won't be right now. Just reclamp from the top. This is going to be a pain in the neck. It does not want to stay for some reason. Okay, go through some times in life. Alright. What we're going to go through. Go through the madness. Let's do the madness. And why screen does not want to lock. I locked it the last time. That's why I went to it. This time around, it wants to be a headache. Okay, so look here. This part tape. That way it'd be tape on tape. And that should. I am tired. I am really tired. I almost worked this when I basically had to set the 250. I was definitely trying to test my patience. Put this somewhere. Oh no. Perfect. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some people say, oh, but you know what you said, it's not incriminating. I go, okay. I served my time, I did what I had to do. That's what I did. But, you know, I was in some bad situations, and I talk about that because to give people to understand that anybody can be saved. You know, even a person who hated Christians can be saved. Found my way because the Lord didn't give up on me. He never gave up on me. Because my mom prayed so much, she wanted all her kids to get saved. That's what she wanted more than anything in the world. She didn't want riches, she didn't want gold for nothing. She just wanted her kids to be saved. All of us to go to heaven. That's what she wanted. I fought so much. I fought at every level. She made that was the devil determined to collect what he wanted to get. Not allowing to happen. Nope. Pray for the Lord. Heard her prayers. Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. I get feeling build up my throat. That's hurt. Told myself, don't need that. Eat anyway. Now you have to suffer for it if you do too much. That spring, is it coming down again? It's coming down, ain't it? It's fighting me. Boy, it's giving me a rough day. That is. It is fighting me. Be a rough time. Come on. Let you fight. That is fighting me left and right. I think we're going to have to. Let me see. Determined to do what I have to do. We'll get it to work. Alright. I got enough here. I got something to work. Not worried about it because we're going to make the absorb this other jet. It's just going to make me work a little harder. Pretty much what it does. That's good. Alright, I gotta have one in here somewhere, because we always got these things in here somewhere. Why don't we have something that we need? I gotta get some air in this okay. There we go, that's better. Oh, thank you. Definitely. Get my thing done. I get it going. Exit this thing. Get it going. Alright, let me see. Oh, come on. We don't have one in here? That's one. That has one. Alright, come on. Crooked there, bird. This thing about being perfection, so I'm saying. Definitely crooked. I have the lights on, just need to turn them off because they're hot and they heat the place up extremely fast. You have an idea? 24,000 over the top of your head is hot. The plates are going to get cooked every single time. They're hot. Alright, what are we running through? My game's on this side. Here. The keyboard back here. Okay, come back here. anything clean here in the background. Alright. Back. Back here clean in the background. Nothing. Let's see. Sit back here. Okay, controllers. Any other controllers? Say rehearse, yeah. Most of the time I'm on camera, fumbling around trying to figure out where I put stuff at. The last time I put stuff at, where I put anything at. Everything is usually either there or here. I'll tell myself, put it up, and then next thing I'll throw it in the corner somewhere and then can't find it. Alright, come on. There's my game right there. Jack, the thing I'm playing this game out, I'm so freaking right now. I'm not too much tired, I'm just basically a little stressed right now. I had a lot of stuff I had to do. Maybe that means my stomach hurts. Let me see if it's better. I'm gonna go in the big screen mode for this. I really should. Alright people, I'm sorry. My stomach hurts a lot. I'm gonna have to come back and continue this because right now I am not feeling too good. I'm surprised I got the screen done because I had to push through that. And I ain't feeling too good. I'm gonna get a hot cup of tea, find some AMSR, and just try to meditate for a little bit, and I'll definitely be back on. I'm not feeling too good. Alright, gotta go and God bless. My fault for I ate a bunch of junk I should have never ate to begin with. I'll be back on.